The 8-ball's good for like a couple people.
I'm just
for
saying.
The day.
Listen to this: 12 grams of mushrooms.
That's a lot of mushrooms. I'm sorry. Like usually 1 or 2 caps and you're fucking lit.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the amount. Like if they pass this law, you can have up to this amount of stuff, and you would just get a fine. Anything more, you would get like, of course, they trying to say distribute, so you go to jail. But
because I'm trying to think about it, like I want to say between like 4 of us, we used to do 3.5 grams. So like you just think of that, like that is an insane amount that they're allowing people to get away with.
Oh, and better that is 5 pills of MDMA, also known as Molly. So literally, like the amount of drugs that people could walk around with, and you could just get a fine, is going to be ridiculous. Like I'm still going back to the 40 things of LSD.
Yeah, that's a little bit. I mean, hey, at least they didn't do a whole 100 sheet, because I mean that's why we used to get it.
I would cry. I would probably be I would be in a mental hospital if I ever do 10. I'm not even gonna lie. Phantom would be gone because that would be the like, and then that's not even including one thing I do want to try, but I don't have to be rich and like have a super mellow room and like just drop myself in. I want to do DMT one time.
Nah, I'm good.
Joe Rogan talked me into it.
Nope. I've seen the videos. I will not. I've seen a guy. There's like an old documentary, but like the guy went on like a killing spree.
I don't want to do that much. I feel like he did too much. I feel like I just do the bare minimum. Like a lot of people, I feel like they think, oh yeah, on this drug I do this much. On this drug I do that much. No, I'm gonna take the bare minimum, 0.1. And that will happen in Molly. Like I used to take 0.1, then I moved up to 0.2, then I moved up to 0.3, then I moved up to 0.5, then I moved up to a gram. And then I'm like, I'm taking this too much. And I just stopped taking it all together.
I don't know. I really know. We just took about the pill. I mean, it would come in like little clear capsules, and we just separate them. That's how we used to get our Molly.
Well,
I don't know how much was in it.
I used to just get like, my problem was I never like had a scale or anything, so I just always get like the rocks. So we used to just break it off the rock.
Oh, no. I always carry digis whenever I used to be into all that stuff, because you never know. Even your best friend would try to rip you off.
No. See, I believe in people a little bit too much, as you can tell.
Yeah, no, I did too. And then, like, I realized it. Like, one of my buddies would, like, the bag where, like, it sucks the air out.
Yeah, vacuum.
Yeah, you would vacuum seal the bags ahead of time. And, like, I cut one open once, and, like, I called him back, and I was like, dude, I swear to God, I will shank you if you do not turn around and give me the rest of my weed.
How much did he take?
Like 1.5 grams. But, like, still, like, it's, like, and this was my best friend. Like, I mean, a kid that I did everything with.
You complain about 1.5 grams of weed.
But, yeah. I mean, it's not the point. It's the principle.
Well, see, I know he was saying you have to begin with, because most people, when they weigh out their weed, they make sure they bring a cup. Well, that's when I was started buying weed when I got older. They would bring a cup, bring their scale, put it on 0, and show you that this is how much weed you get. But then, I remember back in the day when you used to get weed, you used to get seeds, all that shit.
And even by loud, I used to get at least 1 seed.
And then now, man, you don't get nothing. They make sure they take out all the seeds, everything out.
Yeah, I want to know how they do that, because I've noticed that. I'm just like, where's the seed at? Like, I want to plant this shit.
Well, I just remember back in the day, like, used to have, like, big stems, used to have seeds, all that stuff. But nowadays, it's like, oh, here go weed, just weed. I'm like, that's weird, super weird.
Yeah. I don't know. There's been a lot of stuff I've done, especially the butter. I used to love making brownies.
Oh, now they got machines that do it legally.
I know. That's the one thing I haven't tried yet is the THC gummies.
I haven't never tried certain edibles. I don't think I want to try certain edibles because I rather just smoke, because edibles sneak up on you. And 1 minute it'd be like, yeah, this is good, and next thing you know, high.
There was one of the comedians I listened to. I can't think of his name, but like he was talking about how he got his card in California, and he like went to a dispensary, and like He was like, I literally went in. He's like, I asked him how the muffins were, and they were like, oh, they're good. And he's like, he's like, oh yeah, that'll get you high. And like, so he said he sat there and ate the whole thing, and the guy turned around for a second as he was eating it, and then he looked back over and he's like, did you just eat the whole fucking thing? He's like, dude, you need to call an Uber right now. He's like, you can't drive home. He's like, why? And he's like, within 30 minutes, he was like, he was so fucked up he didn't know what to do with himself. He was like, apparently you were only supposed to eat a quarter of a muffin. I was like, who the fuck makes a muffin that strong? Come on. Who's not going to eat a whole muffin? Who's going to cut that shit into quarters?
Well, I still can't, I remember I had a friend who made me a weed brownie, and they literally made it so fucking strong that, the brownie was the size of the brownie that you buy, the cosmic brownies.
Yeah.
Literally only ate a small corner. Literally, if we divide it, if you divide it into half, divide that into half, and then divide that into half, and then a little corner at the top. And I ate that. 30 minutes later, I was the fucking highest I ever been in my life again. And they were like, yeah, I put Bailey's in it. I added this weed. I let it sit there for 4 hours cooking. I'm like, literally, don't ever give me no more of your edibles ever again. You didn't think it was fun? I'm like, no, never.
I don't know. We used to have old heads that used to give us all the ingredients and shit, so it would always turn out great, and they would always make all the oils and the butters and tell us exactly what to use.
So you had somebody who knew what they were doing. I feel like this person just tried to do some shit to be like, yeah, I made this like this.
Oh yeah, we had Woodstock hippies. That's who taught me how to do drugs. Legit, straight up, hardcore hippies. They were like, yeah, man, this is how you do it. Yeah, just take this.
Well, that'd be cool when you first see. I feel like in Oregon, if they actually have people when you buy this stuff, if they actually start selling it in stores and stuff, and they actually have people explaining it, it would be a lot better than, hey man, you want to buy this 0.5 and turn out to be bath salt.
Well, actually, shit. Now that you're saying that, even if they do legalize it, where it won't be legalized?
Where?
Federally. Which means that all these people could now face federal charges.
What do you mean?
That's what they did to people in California. Whenever they first legalized weed, which, they still do it. To this day, as far as I'm aware of. But, so, even though it's technically state legal, it's not legal federally. So, technically the federal government can come in and shut you down. And actually...
Also, you a business and you sell it.
No, even people. Say, for instance, the growers and shit like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, you'd be facing federal charges. And for those kinds of... Some of those, 40 things of LSD, I'm pretty sure that could be a federal charge.
I don't know how they came up with that number.
Most of those, though, wouldn't be enough to face federal charges, but 40 doses of LSD, I'm pretty sure the federal government could step in and be like, yeah, that's distribution on a federal level. Especially if they can catch you crossing state lines.
Well, see, that's the problem that's going to happen. If they legally sell all this stuff, you know how people have moved to Oregon just to send stuff over all around it. I think they will make sure Oregon will have to clear a whole bunch of drug dogs before they send a package. Because you know how people would just send all type of drugs?
Sure, they still do it now. There's a lot of people I know. I used to get a lot of my weed in Cali.
I know people who send it from Colorado, Cali, Oregon. I know people that send it all over the place.
Yeah, shit. They can manage to sneak fucking pens into the mail and shit. I'm just what the fuck?
You gotta think about it, especially now since the mail. Man, that mail is fucked.
Yeah, I don't even think they check this shit, to be honest. I feel like they just check for explosives and ammunition.
Well, I feel like now, most, depending on where you get your package from. Cause I had one friend that used to sell drugs. His package used to get stolen. Cause, the people who work for, FedEx or the UPS, they know what type of package to look for. They, poke a hole in it, see if it's, see if what's in it, and then if it's what's in it, what they think in it, you see one time when they weigh it, it say 5 grams, and next time you weigh it, it's 1 gram. Because literally they took everything out and they just sent you an empty box.
That's funny. I believe it. And there's good money in that shit.
Oh, it's
a lot of places it's really cheap.
It's hella good money, and technically, like, let's say if you spend like $5,000 to get the package sent to you, and somebody came up on $5,000 worth, like, pretty much you didn't pay nothing. All you did was work that night, and they never know who really went to the package to take it. And all you gotta do is give it something to your boss and stuff, and you probably could walk home and sell whatever you want to sell. But then a person who just lost $5,000, you never trust that guy again. But to a certain extent, the guy like, look, this how much it weighed, and that's how much you got it weighed when you got it. So somebody must have went to the package.
Yeah,
and that's the crazy part. But then another crazy part is like everybody pretty much have it now, where pretty much they send it to a PO box or send it to a abandoned house.
Well, that's the way to do it. Well, like, I used to have this one friend, and he was so dumb. Like, his one drug dealer, like, somehow convinced him to let him get packages shipped to his house. And I'm like, bro, you're retarded. I'm like, what do you think is going to happen whenever they realize that he's getting drugs sent in the mail? And he's like, what? And I'm like, oh.
Depending on what name he put on the boxes.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's coming to his address.
I mean, depending on what name, because you could technically say, oh, I've been throwing away them packages. It wasn't my name.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't get away with it.
I mean, it really just depends now. Like, they could prove that, like, because literally, all you got to do is, I feel like all you got to do is just technically say, every time that package came, I used to return it, but now that I don't even return it. I just throw it away because, like, it keep coming to my house, and I told the post office, that person don't stay here anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, just a catch-22 now. If he was dumb enough to put his actual first and last name, he fucked. Because to a certain extent, like, I know if you get the package sent to you, as long as your last name match, you could get the package. Your first name don't have to match.
No, like, this was actually, I want to say USPS. So it didn't even have any signature, nothing. Like, it was just straight up dropped, and it was.
No, I mean, I know for like some things, like, let's say, like, it's, well, I know people who like did signatures, and then because they were sending a lot of amounts, and then like it would go to a house, and then sometimes nobody be at the house to sign for us, and then you had to go to the post office and sign for it, which is, I think, is crazy to do, but hey, they was doing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people hide it in other things. Like, I seen this one video I came across my Facebook feed, but like somebody actually filled an urn full of cocaine and like shipped it overseas. And I was just like, and they were like, you know, we would have let it go through, but like they filled it. Like there wasn't even like air room. So like they knew it clearly wasn't somebody's body.
I mean, I thought it was funny that like you see some of the Mexicans like getting caught, like they put avocados and then the thing, like, you know how like they got the seed, you open up the avocado, it really the avocado, but the seed part is filled with cocaine. The pineapple, they cut that part off, cut out the inside, put nothing but cocaine and bricks in there. They have coffins, like Mexico trying to bring whatever they want inside. But I feel like whenever people get caught like that, underneath the underneath pastures at like 100 grams coming in, just laughing at the person who got caught with the avocados.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen that too. They've came up with some seriously ridiculous ways of sending shit in.
I remember one time, like, somebody was trying to, one of them box trucks.
Yeah.
They literally, like, made an extra wall and made a wall between the outside and a wall between, made a fake wall so that in between they could put a whole bunch of cocaine. And they would have got away with it, except like one person actually like knocked on it and put a dog inside, and the dog kept scratching the wall, and a cop hit the wall and broke into it and seen what happened.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. I mean, it's crazy but funny. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it actually happens. I mean, I don't think they're going to go as far as to let people actually sell the shit. But I feel like just them legalizing it in general to possess it.
I mean, that's going to be a huge step. I want to see who's going to be the first state to actually sell that shit.
I mean, I feel like they might sell some of it, but I feel like